Hi, Aaron. I'm Bonnie. I'm speaking to you from lovely Toronto, Canada, a city you know very well.
A city I love. How is it in Toronto? It's very
It,
cold.
it's very cold,
Yeah.
but you know what? This movie warms me and warmed my heart. I loved it so much, and thank you
Thank you
so
very
much for it.
much.
And I guess we have to start with thanking the great Steven Spielberg, who 14 years ago asked you to write this script. What did you even know about the Chicago Seven at that time?
Absolutely nothing, but somehow I faked my way through the meeting. Stephen, this was on a Saturday morning. I can't remember why he needed to have this meeting on a Saturday morning at his house, but he asked me to come over, which it's important to understand it isn't common. I don't spend weekends at the Spielbergs. He said he wanted to make a movie about the Chicago Seven, and I said the Chicago Seven. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
I'm in. Let's make a movie about the Chicago Seven. I left his house, called my father, and asked him who the Chicago Seven were. So I had a lot to learn.
yeah,
Um, there are a dozen good books, some of them by the defendants themselves. There's a 21,000-page trial transcript. But most critically, I got to spend time with Tom Hayden, who was alive
amazing.
at the time.
Yeah.
Hayden passed away in 2016. But because of the spending time with Hayden, what I got that I wouldn't have been able to get from the books or from the trial transcript was a sense of his personal relationship with Abby,
Right.
and the tension between the two of them, which for me was uh, that was kind of my entry point into the story. Okay, it's not uh, just about ideas anymore. Now it's about people.
Absolutely. And then, talking about people, look at this phenomenal cast that you've assembled for this film. I mean, who would think Eddie Redmayne as Tom Hayden?
Uh, I I did.
Obviously.
But
I mean, he's one of my
but
favorite people in the world. He he is amazing. He is amazing.
he is amazing, and I wish I'll tell you. I would tell you the story of how Eddie was cast, except I feel like he just was always cast. I just can't remember a time. In fact, I can't really remember a time when any of these people uh, weren't cast,
Right.
except um, Seth Rogen was going to play Jerry Rubin, and because we had to move our start date, he could no longer do it, and so we had to settle for Jeremy Strong.
That's
Bummer.
okay. Yeah.
Coming to work every morning with this cast, I felt like I was getting tossed the keys to a Formula One race car.
Yeah.
And as long as I didn't put the car in the wall, these actors were going to win the race.
And Seth
Jeremy, by the way,
Rogen,
this is my second time working with Jeremy.
yeah.
Um, he is he's an immersive actor,
Yeah.
and anytime he was about to shoot, he was about to do a take that was at all confrontational with the police, and the Chicago police were being played by off-duty Chicago police.
Yeah.
He would have several of them who he had befriended really rough him up. I mean, throw him to the ground, toss him around. He really wanted to be beaten up by police before the cameras started rolling.
It's amazing. And then, you look at somebody like Sacha Baron Cohen, who we know is just brilliant beyond belief in anything that he does. And I always have a theory that funny people make great dramatic actors. What do you think about that?
I think your theory is dead on. We can both name plenty of examples of it,
Yeah.
but people, especially that kind of funny, and I'm not sure I can define what I mean by that kind of funny. You would probably have an easier time doing it than I would. The kind of funny where you have to be smart.
Right.
Um, it's very easy for them, whether it's Sasha or Bill Hader or Bill Murray or Tina Fey, Amy Poehler. Um, uh, I think that for them, it's actors can't fake being smart. And if you're smart, honesty is honesty, whether you're being funny or not.
Yeah. We'll talk about smart. You're a genius in my book. You are my absolute favorite screenwriter
Well,
and director. And honestly, Aaron, it's always such an honor and pleasure for me to have the opportunity to talk to you. Honestly,
what a thing to say.
I've been listening to Rob Lowe's podcast literally, and that whole your whole podcast was my greatest walk that I've had in the last little while. So thank you.
You made my whole night. Thanks so much.
Please come back to Toronto after pandemic. We'll have a coffee, okay?
You bet. That'll be great. Thanks again. You're very nice.
And best of luck this weekend. We've got you covered.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.